Before starting your installation, the vehicle battery should be disconnected, and it should remain disconnected throughout the installation process, especially while wires are being routed, cut, and terminated. Begin installation of the wiring kit following the sub-kit bag order shown on the instructions with the heading Start Here. Our wiring kits are designed to be installed in a specific order, usually starting with bag G. Generally, each installation bag comes with its own detailed set of instructions, so it is important to keep these instructions organized. One method to keep things organized is to staple or paperclip the sub-kit instructions together as you remove them from their packaging. You can also use file folders for individual instructions, highlighting completed instructions and laminating the instruction sets. The more organized you keep your instructions, the easier it is to complete the wiring. For ease of installation, some of our wiring harnesses have zip ties installed with the wires grouped into branches. Do not remove these zip ties. These are designed to make installation and wire identification easier. All the wires in a harness are identified on the instructions, so when you have a question about a specific wire, refer to the instructions to identify the function for the wire in question by using the wire color, wire labeling, and the branch to locate the wire on the instructions. It is often helpful to mark wires with masking tape if you will be installing the wiring over several sessions. The use of the appropriate crimping tools will greatly aid in harness installation. For most of our wiring kits, we recommend the crimping tool set 510-587 to complete the majority of the crimping duties. We have a crimping tool video on the product page that is a great way to get familiar with these tools. We also recommend the use of the crimping tool 500-665 for crimping the main power wires going to the mega fuses supplied with our wiring kits. When first installing the harnesses, we recommend routing and terminating the wires and then using zip ties to create bundles, before wrapping the harnesses in wiring loom or harness tape. This allows you to test your wiring and make corrections while the wires are still visible and easily accessible. After testing the harnesses, we recommend covering the completed harnesses in harness tape or with split braid loom. We offer both in our catalog. Our kits do not wire directly to the battery for power, but instead they connect to the positive battery cable on the starter solenoid. Our kits do not come with positive or negative battery cables. However, we do have both under-the-hood battery cables and trunk-mounted battery cables available for purchase. For all of our kits, the positive battery cable should be routed directly from the battery to the positive post on the starter solenoid. The positive battery cable should never be wired to the mega fuse assembly provided in each kit. Irrespective of where the battery is mounted, under the hood, under the body, or in the trunk, the negative battery cable should be routed from the negative battery terminal all the way to the engine block. The frame should not be relied on to connect the engine and body to the ground post on the battery. The negative battery cable should run from the battery to the engine block. Ground straps should then run from the engine block to the body and from the engine block to the frame. We have several sizes of ground straps available for purchase if needed. In addition to proper engine and chassis grounding, adequate grounding for all electrical systems is paramount for a trouble-free wiring installation. On vintage cars, most electrical components and body panels were made of metal or had metal housings. Therefore, auto manufacturers often designed electrical systems that rely on grounds to be passed through these metal pieces instead of using dedicated ground wires. This is common on many electrical systems including tail, license plate, park, fog light, and turn signal housings, relays including horn and AC relays, and wiper motors and switches. When testing electrical items, it is often critical to make sure that all the electrical components involved are fully mounted and have good metal-to-metal contact with other adjacent, well-grounded body panels. In many cases, modern restoration practices and coatings can insulate systems that relied on metal-to-metal contact when the vehicle was originally manufactured. For example, if your car has bumper-mounted turn signals, powder coating the bumper brackets can insulate the light housings from the battery, and this can prevent the turn signals from functioning, or can cause turn signal power feeds to bleed into other circuits. Thank you very much for using American Autowire wiring in your project. We hope these best practices installation tips help on your vehicle wiring upgrade.